Hi, everyone. Welcome to the next installment of my Growing Through Depression. I want to say that if you are going through depression right now, understand that you are in good company. Some of the best, brightest, nicest, kindest, most ambitious people have gone through depression. I'm going to touch on some things that I've touched on in the past because I just kind of I want it to be clear. The first thing that I want to tell you, and I want to kind of revisit this, is as Black folks, our issue with therapy. The idea that you can fix yourself, the idea that if you go and seek a therapist, there's some type of weakness in you that you were unable to master this by yourself. If you were meant to be alone, you'd be on this planet all by yourself. There's nothing wrong with seeking help. As a matter of fact, that's probably one of the main thoughts I would suggest when it comes to your depression. I find that personally, and some of the people that I know often fall in depression because they're so busy taking care of everybody else that they don't allot or give enough time to take care of themselves. So you asking for help, I would actually include as one of the steps in moving forward. I want to say that therapy, I don't know, it's like this thing with therapy I don't understand. When people talk about being in therapy for years, which if that's what you want to do, it's just basically an assistance through your life. I can tell you that to me, what a therapist is a therapist is somebody who basically goes in that dark room or that dark cave with you, and they're able to point out things that you aren't able to see on your own. Your mind, to me, is so just captured in chaos. You're not necessarily able to see the connections in your life. A therapist, to me, is not there to fix anything. A therapist is not there to fix you. A therapist is there to present to you the things in your life that you need to work on and go about correcting. Now, don't get me wrong. If you get a good therapist, a therapist can actually help you into figuring out what you may need to do or some of the things you may need to add or change in your life, and the steps that you might take to get where you need to get. But a therapist to me is not a fixer. They're an illuminator. That's how I see it. I can tell you that even within my therapy, this is so odd, but it's something I have to admit. I had one person who's practically a stranger, who all of my darkest ideas I shared with, all my suicidal thoughts, how I wanted to do it, when I was going to do it, where I was going to do it, I shared with somebody who wasn't as close to me as everybody else. A, because I didn't want to hurt the people that I was close to, which is selfish. And B, I'd never wanted to have those conversations with the therapist because I never wanted them to lock me away anywhere. But this next step I want to kind of go over, the next thing I want to talk about is the difference between getting through, or I should say going through, or getting through, and getting over. I detest the term get over. And I'm going to explain it to you because I actually always saw this as a cover to my book, but this is what I see about getting over. To me, to get over is to avoid. It's to go around. That may be another reason that you might be dealing with depression, is because you've spent too long of a time trying to maneuver around things instead of going through them. To me, what happens when you get over something, it's almost like, if you can imagine, say that there's a cavern, or not even a cavern, you have an option of a bridge or going just right down deep in the gut of stuff. Well, you decide that you want to jump over it. And as you jump over it, there's all these little minions, demons, dark energies, whatever you want to call them, that as you're jumping, they just have these chains with hooks at the end. And what they do is they hook themselves on you as you're running to get over. And as you're running to get over, and they've hooked themselves to you, and I'm not talking about one or two, I'm talking about hundreds. So as you think, yeah, I worked it, I got over it, I didn't have to worry about it anymore. And you've avoided all that mess and that gunk that you really needed to go through to truly get through that process. You now thinking you get over, but them little minions behind you are causing all kind of chaos. And it's almost like, for example, well, really, it's like your subconscious. Your subconscious hasn't gone through it. Your subconscious doesn't understand why it happened. So what it's doing is, while you think you're focusing on one thing, you're doing little stupid side actions that are actually being really destructive to your life. So my thought, put on your battle gear, play your favorite, like, for example, I'm a true believer in music. Put on your battle music, that mood song you need to get you through, and you need to go through it. If it's somebody that you have a problem with, you need to face it. If there's something that is not working, you need to face it, because that's the only way that you grow through it. That's the only way that you fully understand it. You're fully able to navigate it. So if it comes upon you again, you already know what it is and you know how to defeat it. So what I'm going to say again is, stop trying to get over things. Stop trying to avoid things. Stop trying to find workarounds. Stop trying to find the shortcuts. Go through it. Yeah, it's going to hurt. It's going to take you down some notches. But believe me, by the time you get on the other side and you've mastered that, there's a graduation waiting for you. So the whole idea, like when people say, you know, that person's got a lot of baggage, when you get over something, you're still carrying all that baggage. Go through it so you can drop that baggage and let it go. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Find 1,000 reasons to smile and have a great day.